went to Gunn, which is famous because it's one of the most academically rigorous schools in the country, maybe the planet. People move to the area just to send their kids there, but it also has this very complicated reputation as the highest suicide rate of any school in the country. The New York Times has written about this. So, I would come to school every once in a while, but I could tell you far more about the curbs in the front of the Gunn High School parking lot than I could about anything that I learned at Gunn.
Yeah. So when they say you were removed, I mean, you were expelled.
No, basically they just said you need to either start coming to school or you're done. So I got shifted to another high school, and that was the same story. It was a mess. It just fell apart. And so at one point, I was brought in. I have a kind of vague recollection of this, but I was brought in to have a discussion with a school counselor, and I don't think I've ever told this story before. And there was someone sitting in the corner. This guy was sitting in the corner, and he didn't introduce himself. And pretty soon I realized, I was like, I think they're gonna take me away. Like I started to realize, because they realized my mom wasn't really able to control me, wasn't really in a place to support me. And that's what they did. They took me away. They took me to a place up the peninsula, which was not a jail, and it wasn't a hospital. It was just sort of a place where they put kids that were
like some kind of juvie warehousing situation.
Yeah, a lot of psychologists, a lot of locks on doors, a lot of kids that there were 12 of us in there at any one time. It was locked down, and the first night there, I remember I had a roommate who was like really into cutting on himself, that kind of thing. And he told me, he's like, look, if you just do what they say here, you'll be out of here in like a month. And if you don't, you're gonna be here a very long time. And I remember being pretty frightened for the first time. And at that point, I was like, oh my goodness, like, this is bad. Like this is bad. I'm a long way, and it was literally like the kind of one phone call a day kind of thing. So actually I was skateboarding for a company in San Francisco. I think they put me on out of sympathy. And I called this guy up and I said, look, they locked me up. I don't know what to do. Can you help me? And I'll never forget, I don't want to say his name. He goes, you're the most normal guy I know. So in any event, I was permitted to go back to school eventually, provided that I went to therapy. And so I started going to weekly therapy, which in the early 90s was kind of a weird thing. You wouldn't admit it to your friends. But so we'd skateboard around Stanford campus. I was doing my thing. And then twice a week, I would go in and see this therapist. He's a remarkable guy because he had deep training in the mind, right? And we started talking about what was going on. And he really picked up on the fact that there was essentially no structure, no home life for me, but that I had a strong drive and I was really interested in learning.